What's up, guys? This video is going to be about magic. I've actually started writing up a few lessons. I think I've got like 17 total so far. And there might be more to come. There might not be. Not for Wicca 101 anyway. Anyway, magic. Everybody comes to magic at some point or another. They want to find out what it's about, what it is, whole 9 yards. For starters, magic is only part of Wicca, but it can also actually be stated that everything is magic, because all magic is energy, or a form thereof. But basically, a lot of people actually come to Wicca, which, rightly so, because there is magic involved. But a very important note to make here is that magic is only a small part, like I said. But I wanted to start at least a little bit into magic here and kind of try to go into a little bit of depth. I wanted to state what Wicca really is. You constantly hear what Wicca isn't. It isn't Satanism, which is true in a sense. Wicca is a completely separate religion. However, depending on the view, will be whether or not it's actually classified as Satanism. Certain Christians will state that it is. There are people like myself who believe that it's not. It's a never-ending debate. But what Wicca really is, it's about transformation. It's about creation. It's about spiritual growth. And all of that is what magic is about. Firstly, the first thing I want to talk about is that the universe is comprised of energy. Everything around you, everything you see, a lot of things that you might not, it's all comprised of energy. You as well are composed of energy. The body your soul inhabits is made of an endless number of microscopic particles held together at a subatomic level by the wonderful glue that everybody calls energy. Science has actually taught us this, but what a lot of people don't know is that Vedic sages of India also taught this very fact for many thousands of years. In ancient Europe, the Druids, and after them, witches, all were keen enough to recognize this fact as well. Even the most solid stone is comprised of millions of billions of atoms orbiting each other in an endless and rather graceful dance of life. Everything is really held together and is actually made up of energy. This is actually a decent part of the meaning of the ancient maxim, as above, so below. That we live in a vast universe that's actually filled with countless stars, and so too whole universes of a different nature actually exist within us. A world within a world, so to speak. Electromagnetic energy, which holds electrons and protons and other microscopic particles in place, have had many names throughout the years. Chi from Asia, Mana from Polynesia, Odd from German, the Force from Star Wars, which is a favorite of mine, and psychic energy, which is the more contemporary form that we all know it as. For the purpose of what I'm talking about here, though, we're actually just going to call it simply energy. And it's actually at this time that I'd like to make a special note about this. Energy is neither static nor inanimate. It's actually very responsive and dynamic in nature. It's almost fluid-like in its movements, and a lot of the times symbolically it's likened to water. Yet it's also likened to light and fire because of its effects. Nowadays, sometimes people will try to liken it to electricity in its qualities, though it's not as harsh and unpredictable. In truth, energy is really unique to itself, kind of like each of us are unique and individuals to ourselves. As a race, we're all unique. One of the things that you really need to understand, though, is that only by working with it can you actually come to understand it as well as respect it. It is the shape that this energy actually assumes that creates the pattern of the physical world that we actually see around us. Many of us actually are interacting with energy on a daily basis, mostly on a subconscious level. We don't really think about it. We're mostly unaware of it. But for some of us, this daily shaping of energy occurs from our unconscious beliefs and emotions, and automatic and out of our control, more or less, just as out of control as our unconscious is itself. Often we don't really know what our unconscious beliefs and emotions are, let alone how they will affect us. When we bring our conscious mind and willpower into the bear on this process, it brings about a whole other situation. Rather than an unconscious process at this point, the shaping of energy and thus the world we are in becomes a precise and deliberate skill, which lies directly in our hands. This is actually what magic is. It is the art of consciously focusing and controlling this all-pervasive energy. Through focused will and effort, we will use the universal energy to affect the things around us. As energy reacts to thought and emotion can be used to control or influence this said energy. Energy can also react to certain physical stimuli. It has to be understood that it is not from the ordinary level of our conscious mind that we do learn to control the energy that is around us. If it were, everyone would be doing it, and it would be a lot easier to teach. Ain't that the truth? For those of you who don't know, this is actually my first lesson that I teach people about magic. I'm actually going to end it here and pick up in a part 2.